grave heart I say this, pickleball, paddle, and ultimate frisbee.
In Bandra, there is this thing called the paddle mafia. I'm not even kidding. Everybody who's a part of this mafia knows who you are. I'm gonna call you out if I knew you.
Paddle is going to become the next golf. Dhruv and I are actually going to go play pickleball. And this is the first time I'm ever going to do that. And the only reason I'm doing it is for this podcast. I'm a person who doesn't play a sport, never played one. 3 of my guy friends have asked me to go play. I will think about 30 things. What should I wear and go? Maybe I should wear tights and go instead of shorts. What time are we playing? Is it a 7 p.m. court? Oh, that means I'm going to get home at 9 p.m. That's pretty late. So there's a lot of things that are going to go on in my mind besides just the act of playing the sport.
You cannot have sports without referees. We also, if you are standing using a stick to hit some balls, that's not a sport. These are all great recreational activities which have become popular, but they are not a sport. And I sweat when I play pickleball.
You also sweat when the AC is off. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sportswomen podcast. I am Vedika. I'm a professional athlete, former professional athlete, now working in professional sports, and I'm here with my co-host Dhruv.
Hello. My name is Dhruv. I am a sports professional and happy to be back here and discuss something really exciting today.
So our topic for the day is the new emerging sports in the market, a lot of them now becoming very prominent in our country, in India. And that is, with a grave heart I say this, pickleball, paddle, and ultimate frisbee. Let's start with your favorite one out of the lot.
My favorite one out of the lot has to be pickleball.
Why is that your favorite?
See, because I feel that I could never play tennis, and not because of anything else, but because it was too tiring as a sport, I felt. 3 hours of just running around, very, very intense, extremely technical. And pickleball kind of just changed all of that. Whatever were the barriers to tennis, we kind of moved that and made it about pickleball a lot more easier, a lot more accessible. And that's what I loved about it.
When did you first start playing pickleball?
I think the first time I played was a year ago, maybe, very recently. So I don't know how the scene in Delhi is, Bangalore, how the scene is. But in Bombay, when paddle courts started coming up, there are very few of them, all right? There are few in number. So in Bandra, there is this thing called the paddle mafia. I'm not even kidding. It is real.
I don't believe that.
It is real. So what they do is, and everybody who's a part of this mafia knows who you are. I'm going to call you out if I knew you. But the paddle mafia essentially books slots on the paddle courts. And then there's a WhatsApp group, which is the Bandra paddle group or something like that it's called.
Are you part of this?
I'm not, because I just couldn't deal with just everything in that same space of कि कम है तो हम सब बिड करेंगे और हम सब फाइट करेंगे. मेरे को वो पैडल के लिए भी नहीं करना है. जूतों के लिए कर रहा हूँ, फोन के लिए कर रहा हूँ, कॉन्सर्ट्स के लिए कर रहा हूँ. Enough. I can't do it for everything.
Yeah, fair.
So now then there's one person will post a thing. I have a slot on Saturday evening, 6 o'clock. Who is interested? And then people will comment, yes, me.
So it's become a social activity essentially.
It is just it is gatekeeping max, man. It is ridiculous. So that's why pickleball was a lot more accessible, because I think pickleball courts are cheaper to make as well. And they are also easier to kind of develop, maintain, and so on and so forth. So that's why I think pickleball is more easily available.
Yeah.
If you take our generation only, usme do you think that there is anywhere where people are just like, or a woman is just like, yaar, 3 लड़के खेल रहे हैं pickleball या badminton या मेरे को नहीं खेलना है, I think I'll just be a little weird about it. ऐसा होता है?
See, I think it's a larger conversation to be had, because if you ask me this, okay, I'm a person who doesn't play a sport, never played one. 3 of my guy friends have asked me to go play. I will think about 30 things. What should I wear and go? Maybe I should wear tights and go instead of shorts. What time are we playing? Is it a 7 p.m. court? Oh, that means I'm going to get home at 9 p.m. That's pretty late. So there's a lot of things that are going to go on in my mind besides just the act of playing the sport.
Wow. I just have to think of what I'm going to wear and how I'm going to go there.
Exactly. Think about it.
Wow.
So for example, when I go and play any sport, I wear shorts and go. Simply because it's convenient, it's comfortable.
Correct.
But every time I will leave the house, my mom will say, wear track pants on top of this and take it off when you get there. And if that's the mindset in general, then I already have that sense in my mind, okay, so I'm doing something wrong by wearing these shorts and going. I shouldn't be wearing this and going and playing. So for people or women that want to play, if there's so much thought needed to be had before going and playing a sport that's supposed to be fun, loving, friendly, then is it worth it? Is it a safe environment?
Wow, never thought of it from that point of view.
I think even when it comes to pickle and paddle, regardless of the fact that it's a sport that you and I can play without gender being an issue, I think a man on the other side will be slightly gentler while playing with me, simply because I'm a woman. And I hate that as a concept. This is my hot take for this episode. Even when I play tennis, if I'm playing mixed doubles or I'm playing singles with a guy and you get an overhead and you're really close to the net, they will do it lightly just so that I don't get hurt. Why is that? Is that out of respect? Is that out of just being a gentleman? Or is that, oh, she's a girl, so I can't do that to her? You know, she won't be able to handle it. You best believe I can handle it.
The top athletes of, say, both the sport, like the man would probably be stronger than the woman physically only, just from the physical point of view. And say, for example, if say Serena Williams is playing Novak, right? They are both pinnacle of the sport, and nobody will hold back. Like, I don't think Djokovic is going to hold back. Not that I know him personally, but it's not going to, like, they're not going to hold back. But when you're playing football, when you're playing rugby, when you're playing basketball, where physical aspect of this or bodily contact is extremely important or a very important part of the sport, I feel that men do go easy, majorly not because of anything else, but because, like, if we are playing recreationally, then we just go easy regardless.
Safety.
Just generally. If we are playing professionally, I feel that there is a disadvantage that women have in the contact sports element, because physical contact is a major part of the sport. For example, when you're playing football or when you're playing basketball, the physical strength or the brute strength that you can use does make a difference in the way we play.
Got it.
So there is a bit of fair,
Yeah.
and the same disadvantage is for somebody who's stronger and somebody who's weaker in men also.
Right.
It's because it's a strength game. It doesn't have to be a man or a woman, right? I mean, if there is, like, I know this one footballer who's Adama Traore. He has got, like, biceps probably as big as my face. And then there is, like, say, somebody who's like Nusar Mazraoui. He is like a defender in Manchester United. If they both go head on head and shoulder to shoulder, by the looks of it, I think Adama Traore will kill him. Like, just because he's physically stronger.
Fair.
That's an advantage that you have across the board, not just with men and women.
I think you made a fair argument when it comes to contact sports and non-contact sports. So from your perspective, when it comes to sports like pickle paddle and ultimate frisbee, because it's recreational and it's a gender-inclusive sport, there's no reason why a man would hold back.
Absolutely not.
But here's my take on pickle and paddle in general from, like, a person who works in professional sports. I think pickle is very good for the masses. There's a lot more courts available. It's cheaper. It's low cost in general. Paddle is going to become the next golf, where, you know, corporate events are having paddle tournaments. You have lawyers that are networking with each other on a paddle court. I think that's the surge where paddle is going to go, and pickle is going to be a little bit more like kho-kho and gully cricket and all the fun things that we used to do as children. I swear, like, our kids from now, like 10 years from now,
and pickle in the same breath.
10 years from now, when we have kids and everything, I'm sure if you want kids, they will be playing pickleball as a sport.
Yeah, 100%.
That's my guess.
100%. I would, like, if I have kids, then I would be like,
Play pickleball.
Pickleball, bachpan se. Second standard, pickleball. Become pro pickleball players. If you're trying to play anything at any age and there is lesser things stopping you from doing that, the chances of you getting into a fitter life or just, like, being a little more active drastically improve, right? I mean, why are running clubs becoming a thing? Like, I mean, why is all of that happening? Is because, again, you're building a community, but at the same time, the entry point is very low.
I mean, thinking of it from an angle of, you know, the generation above us, very much at this age is like drinking, partying, alcohol was a very big deal. Like, when I talk to my parents about, they're like, you know, we were drinking every night when we were in our 20s. I don't think our generation is like that anymore. I think there's definitely been this shift in, you know, there has been a shift
there
in
has been a
people
shift. Yes.
wanting to do
Absolutely.
things outside of just sitting across from each other at a bar and drinking.
Precisely. I completely
Like
agree with you.
pickleball and running clubs and paddle. And hopefully, at some point, these people also decide that, hey, let's try something a little bit harder and go play golf instead of pickleball.
Yeah, that's true. Pickleball and paddleball are still like easier to get into. Ultimate frisbee, you also need a team. You need like a bigger space. You need to run around. So it's like as good as a like it has the whole American football element to it of
Right. Rugby.
touchdown, rugby, and I love the fact that it's a non-contact sport because then that stops again. That's a good low entry point because a lot of people don't want to get into it because they are kind of
Also, a gender inclusive sport.
also gender inclusive. So
Yeah,
I think
which
that is
you
the
can play with
biggest thing.
everyone.
Yes. Because non-contact, it's easier to make it gender inclusive. I feel. I don't know personally.
Does having a strong fan base or simply being interested in playing sports and building a community in sports translate to having a larger audience at sporting events? Is that how we're envisioning this? Say pickleball becomes the next big trend in India, which it's already
Which already
happening,
is,
right? Say everyone is playing with their friends. Does that mean that if tomorrow there is a major pickleball tournament in India, that people are going to go and watch and there's going to be a larger audience there, which will translate to more TV time, broadcasting deals, sponsors? What does that kind of look like?
Yeah, there's already a broadcaster for the pickleball league in India.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can take the name, but there is a broadcaster for the pickleball league in India. There's a pickleball league that is starting in India.
Yeah, I talk about it with my friends at dinners, this, that, and that's how a community culture grows and becomes a fan base. So I think that's what's happened in Bangalore, where those teams exist. So they've become used to having them around and supporting them. At social events, people talk about it, and that's how a fan community kind of gets created.
And it's just like, it's really interesting. I mean, watching a game there is super fun.
So coming to the point about culture, Bangalore is huge when it comes to fan base
Massive.
and culture. So why do we think that's not the case in Delhi or Bombay or any other major city in India?
I can tell you for Bombay, like because I've been born and raised in Bombay, right? So it's very easy for me to talk about Bombay because, for example, Mumbai City FC is the team which I also support. Shout out Mumbai City FC. It's too far for me to go.
Right.
The time it takes, the weather that is there. MI has a massive fan base. MI is their men's team. They have a women's team as well. Humongous fan base. I mean, we've seen last time with the whole problems with internally that they had with the captain changing and all of that. People were very vocal about how they felt.
Yeah.
Extremely vocal
Yeah.
about it. I mean, Hardik Pandya's arc getting completed at the World Cup was just a beauty to watch.
Right.
But if you look at like MI fan base, humongous. It's called the Paltan. It is massive. People go out in numbers. I have been to MI games, stood in the line for 3-4 hours to get in because people have started queuing up way before. So again, massive culture for cricket. People have
Cricket, there's a culture in our country
anyway.
in general.
Mumbai City FC also, one they moved to
Yeah.
Andheri Sports Complex.
Yeah.
Andheri is like the center almost of sorts. So in the suburbs at least it's pretty easily accessible. So jab Andheri shift hua, that time again the Islanders is what we call Islanders, and then the West Coast Brigade kept showing up. West Coast Brigade is a fan club. West Coast Brigade, shout out. So I'm a member of it. That's
I
why.
can tell.
But yeah, the idea is that once it moved to Andheri, our stadiums go full. Like it's a small stadium also.
That's
it is
great.
about about 7 to 10,000 people at a time.
Yeah.
But on a weekday at 7:30, 7,000 people have shown up for a game.
So if Bombay had a ultimate frisbee team,
Yeah. No.
if they did,
Yeah.
would you go watch?
If I was a fan of Ultimate Frisbee, I would. I'm not one. So I wouldn't. I don't want to go to watch a sport that I'm not a fan of unless I'm playing it. Also, it needs to be a brilliant spectator sport.
Yeah.
But watching it live is just brilliant.
It's absolutely brilliant.
nothing can beat
I
that.
agree.
Nothing
I
can beat
fully
that
agree.
experience.
And coming back to the point of if someone interesting was playing it, then they would do it. That's my argument with pickle and paddle in general. I was in New York. There was a pickleball event in Central Park, which is, the biggest park in New York. Everyone knows about it. There was a huge crowd. Why? Jack Sock, former tennis players playing. Jeannie Bouchard, former tennis players playing. Both high-ranked players are now playing a different sport. It's exciting for people to watch them in a different environment.
Yeah.
Are they really going just to watch the sport of pickleball, or are they going because there is a fan base for that particular person? That's how I see it. So if we want to create this culture of people wanting to go and watch sports in person more, then it comes down to marketing athletes of that sport better, both men and especially women, so that a fan base is created for them.
But you're saying that like if we build an athlete, that subsequently the sport will be built if it's a
Yes.
new sport.
Yes. I don't think it needs to be the other way around necessarily, especially when it comes to a new sport. I really hope that we are in a situation where pickleball have their own courts and tennis courts are not being turned into pickleball courts. But ultimately, I don't see it as a threat to tennis.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
see
that.
either of those sports as a threat to tennis. And it comes down to one simple thing in my mind: programming. Academies, when it comes to tennis, are so vast and bring in so much money. Pickle and paddle doesn't have that skill set or technical need to require the same thing. So while it's raking in enough money, the amount of money that tennis makes simply because of academies and programming is significantly higher.
Yeah, I mean, definitely tennis does make more money, but I think that pickle will eventually get there as well. When tennis started off, pickle will start off, and I don't think that they need to eat into each other's market. I honestly feel that it is another sport which is of similar nature. It's not like the table tennis market is being eaten up by the lawn tennis market. That's not how it works. There are going to be people who follow them really diligently, and they can sustain themselves as well. But I don't think that there is an overlap. There's only an overlap right now because it's so nascent.
Right.
Once you start becoming a pro at it, you will eventually not want to go to a tennis academy if you want to pursue pickleball forever.
Right.
Because the skill set is slightly different.
Yeah.
Paddle also has a different skill set.
I don't think
Yeah.
there is an overlap.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
simply because people who play pickleball because they probably can't play tennis.
Yes.
And people that play tennis because they can play tennis,
Yeah, don't
why
want
will
to
they play pickleball?
Yeah.
So paddle has that ability to become like a Olympic sport.
Yes. 100%.
And pickle will kind of remain more recreational, more massy, if you want to call it that.
No, I think both of them can become Olympic sports because they both have the potential to do that. I just feel that like paddle is a little more dynamic,
Yeah.
a lot more dynamic, but the skill set is needed. It's not like it doesn't need the skills. So paddle, it would be actually, I've seen professional paddle matches. I mean, in Dubai, and
They're intense.
They are intense.
They're very intense.
I mean, there are some shots which are going like you have to run. I saw this one where he ran outside the court and just like smashed it. Oh my god, it is amazing.
So they just had the Dubai tournament, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
all
we're
over.
seeing like a near peak of pickle right now. Or maybe it's not a peak, but it's surging really high right
yeah.
now. Paddle has not gotten there yet, but I think it
Yeah.
will in the next maybe 1 or 2 years. It'll reach that same mindset that pickle is in right now.
But I just don't want paddle to become like the thing that you were mentioning earlier, right? Like business meetings cannot happen over paddle. Like I want to be able to like make it accessible. Like I mean, so tennis is also not a very accessible sport,
not.
right?
It's expensive.
It's very expensive. Paddle is also expensive,
Right.
but it's still like it hasn't reached the golf. Like tennis has not become golf. Golf also, because of the leisurely nature of the sport, is fair. Like conversations are fairly easy to have, and so on and so forth. Right? Tennis,
Right.
you can't do that. So I think paddle also needs to move towards like, sure, it is expensive to get into, but it is intense and it is great, but it is not like a business meeting sport. Like that's not what I want paddle to eventually become.
Yeah.
There are enough and more things that can become business meeting sports.
Yeah. The previous generation, their concept of activity and socializing was, let's go have a beer. Bangalore, for example, let's go have a beer, big beer culture. Now it's like, oh, let's go play pickle after work. But how interesting it is that an IT hub has now become the place where sporting culture is huge.
Yeah.
Pickleball is coming and, has a huge surge.
Ultimate Frisbee, the biggest thing.
Ultimate
Yeah.
Frisbee, all of these things.
It has directly to do with the kind of like how we are frustrated at work. Like, I mean, our frustrations need to come out in a way, right? And if it comes out in a sports way, it's the best way to come out because
Right.
we're getting something great out of it back as well. So yeah, I mean, it's just constantly us being frustrated with क्या करना है लाइफ में, ये वो 10,000 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं हमारे पास.
Right.
ये मैं इससे खुश नहीं हूँ, उससे खुश नहीं हूँ, यहाँ नहीं हूँ, वहाँ नहीं हूँ. Sports has always been a recluse from all of that, right? It's always been something that we feel the most at home If you are somebody who loves sports, then it's something that you will always feel great about.
Do you see a lot of women that play with you, or is it mostly men?
So I personally in Bombay see a lot of women play. Like I play with at least like 2-3 women who are like obviously my friends. They are. We also have a group where there are like a good amount of women, and it's like an open group. So we just put it.
So
on
it's a
the
mixed group of men
It's a
and
mixed-
women.
Yes, it's a mixed group of men and women who are just, and that's I have a group for football as well, which is just like mixed group, men and women both. It is fairly easy to play because we just put on the group and then we are like, okay, whoever's available, I have a coach, need 3 more players, and it's all like friends. So everybody kind of shows up, or whoever is free shows up.
Right.
Invariably, there is always like, whenever I've played pickle, I think very rarely, if I'm playing like just singles, then it has been with another guy maybe. But then I play singles with a girl as well. But when I'm playing like doubles, there has every time I played pickleball, there has been a woman amongst the 4.
You know
which
what
is
my
great.
thought
Tell me
process...
how is it like? Yeah, I was just going to ask you, what
Yeah.
do you think about like?
So
why
from a
is that?
personal perspective, I'm an anomaly because I'm a professional athlete.
Yeah.
So for me, if one of my guy friends is like, oh, come play pickle with the 3 of us, 3 guys, I'll be like, yeah, because I know I can match it.
Yeah.
For a girl who hasn't played a sport or who just wants to get some movement, might feel that slight bit of, oh, I'm not good enough to play this, so I can't play with the guys type of thing. Even though it's a sport that's, all
Yeah, it doesn't-
inclusive,
yeah.
gender inclusive, I think there's a little bit more inclusivity angle in modern cities like Bangalore and Bombay and Delhi, where girls will go play a sport and it's not an issue by any
Yeah.
means. Maybe some of the smaller cities in the country are a little less inclusive in that sense, because women and girls might be like uncomfortable either in the clothing that you're supposed to wear for sporting activities, or the type of movement that it requires, and the general like intimidating feel of being around in the same arena as men who are maybe better than you at a certain sport. So
But do you think that this is only like you are an anomaly because you have played? But if somebody who hasn't played and lives in like one of the metro cities, उन लोगों को भी ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे को नहीं खेलना है बिकॉज लड़के खेल रहे हैं और मैं चाहे वो दोस्त हों. Do you think that is a thing?
I think so. And I don't think that's true for our generation. I think that age range of 18 to 30, it might not be a thing. But the 40, 50-year-olds, 100% a thing.
हाँ 40 years में तो obviously because they come up from a different school of thought, so I'm not doubting that.
Let's get to the best part of this episode, which is hot takes. Essentially, what Dhruv and I are going to tell you guys is our hot takes when it comes to these emerging sports of pickle, paddle, and ultimate frisbee. And hot takes essentially means, I guess, controversial or an opinion that might not be well received by everyone. So, Dhruv, what is your hot take for this episode?
I think it's a very obvious one. I made it very obvious. You cannot have sports without referees. You cannot have sports without referees.
So, ultimate frisbee being played
Is not a sport.
is not a sport.
Just like if you can't sweat, it's not a sport also. I also have a hot take where what is a sport and what is not a sport. And I don't think that there are a lot of sports where you have to sit in a room across a table and play a sport. That's not a sport.
Are we talking about chess?
I don't know what we're talking about. We also, if you are standing using a stick to hit some balls, that's not a sport.
Oof.
These are all great recreational activities which have become popular, but they are not a sport.
That is
If you
a
are
hot
not sweating, you are not playing a sport. As simple as that.
take. You
and
do you do
especially-
realize that
I was sweating. I will sweat, and I sweat when I play pickleball.
you also sweat when the AC is off. Does that mean you're in the middle of a sport? No. You cannot define a sport by the amount somebody sweats.
If there is a physical activity that you have to do to play, which is considered a sport, like golf, is that really a
I
sport?
promise you, if I run 3 kilometers right now, I will not sweat. Does that mean that's not a sport?
Yeah.
Like running is not a sport?
Running is a sport, yeah.
But I'm not sweating.
But you're also covering a distance. There's enough amount of physical activity that you've done. You're not just sat across a table and moved your fingers a little bit.
But the technical aspect of golf makes it a sport, no?
Technical aspect of a lot of
Physical
things.
and mental,
One second. Technical aspect of something makes it a sport?
No.
Yeah. You just said it.
Listen to me.
Technical aspect of something makes it a sport. Please keep this like whenever we edit it.
What
Right.
about the what about the
Keep
competition
this right
style?
under her when we are putting this in the edit. Technical aspects of anything will make it a sport. Let's hear your hot take.
I have two.
Okay, which is the first one?
Pickleball and paddle, ultimate frisbee, I don't have as strong of an opinion, but I agree with your opinion. Pickleball and paddle are not considered sports, and they are not and will never be compared to tennis, ever. That's
So
simply
you're
my
saying
hot
that
take.
there's no technicality required for paddle.
I don't even want to talk about the technicality aspect
Why?
anymore.
Let's
because
talk
we
about the technicality aspect only.
No, so that's my hot take number one. Second hot take that I have is pickleball will be significantly more well received by the tennis community and beyond if the damn sound of the ball was not so irritating. Thank you.
I think the sound of the ball is only a problem for you.
No, it's not.
It really is.
It's not.
We should ask everyone who's going to watch this, we should ask them, like in the comments, if the sound of the ball is annoying or not for pickleball.
So those are our two hot takes.
Yes.
Three hot takes.
Four hot takes. I did not name some, but like, yeah, I find some sports to not be sports. But yeah, that's the hot take segment, guys. Tell us what you feel about it.
All right, everyone, we're going to wrap up this episode and just do a quick summary of what we've discussed today. I don't think Dhruv and I can change each other's minds when it comes to certain things, especially pickleball related.
Absolutely.
But Dhruv and I are actually going to go play pickleball. And this is the first time I'm ever going to do that. And the only reason I'm doing it is for this podcast. My goal is to go to God before, go to the mandir or go somewhere to church and pray to God and tell God that I'm sorry for doing this, but it's just for the podcast.
We should bet something on it. Like, I think we should bet. Like, you should put up.
But how do you think this is going to go? What are your thoughts?
I think that it'll be fair. Like, you'll give me maybe a tough fight because you play tennis, but because you've said so diligently that the skill set is a little affected, I think I will rip you apart.
Because you play regularly.
Yes. And I don't think that we can settle this over this podcast. So we're going to take it out onto the court, and we're going to see how we face off and what comes out of it. Maybe then I will be able to change her mind about pickleball, because once she plays it, she'll end up liking it. That's what pickleball does to you, man. You fall in love with it. It's a great sport.
It's not a sport, it's a hobby.
A lot more people are trying to come into it.
Which is great.
The sport that you love, which is through pickle.
No.
Yes.
It's not possible.
You play a little bit. Now that we're here on the court, you should play a little bit. And then we will see. If you lose, then obviously you'll hate it, because like that's going to happen. But you will still try to like the sport a little.
You said be open-minded, so I'm going to be open-minded.
Just be open-minded.
But that doesn't mean I like it.
No, you will end up liking it. Trust me. Let's regroup after this.
We'll regroup.
Okay.
This is too easy compared to tennis.
Let's see. Are we ready? Yeah, can we see the ball?
Ready, baby.
Oh yeah.
क्या हो गया?
Warming up.
आप तो खेलते हो ये बार-बार.
Warming up.
This is your sport.
It's okay. We'll see how it goes.
I'll give you 5 to 10 points
I'm somebody
to
who
warm
bounces
up.
back here. I'm a United fan. Huh?
Man on court, यार. जगह नहीं थी मेरे पास.
My serve.
It's your serve, no?
Thank you.
Finally तुम्हें serve मिल गई.
अभी मेरे पास ही रहेगी. Out.
That's the problem with this sport is there's no science behind it.
There's no science behind the
कहीं भी
court.
जाती है कुछ समझ नहीं आता.
What is the science behind
See,
the
in
tennis?
tennis you can anticipate balls.
You can anticipate this. You're playing it for the first time.
So what? And I'm
Keep an
playing
open
better
mind.
than you are.
Yeah, keep
That
it open
must
mind.
tell you something. That's called out, baby. You cannot play pickleball and expect you to be good at tennis.
But
I
I'm
can
not-
play tennis and be expected to be good at pickleball.
So then why are you playing it? Because you're so good at it anyway.
Because this is not
Let
a
me
real
school
sport.
you. Done,
this is
we're
a
done
hobby.
talking now.
Let's go. You're gonna play dirty and hit me like that, then I'm gonna hit you back. And it's not gonna be pretty.
You know, this is the court. We're gonna be inside it.
Thank you.
What is the score? I can't hear it. From
4-all.
Good.
Take your time. You need it. Out. Let's go. Hey, that's a beautiful serve.
That was such a good drop shot. 6-5.
Backhand ही नहीं जाएगा. I need to calm it down.
You played on a tennis court. What happened now?
I'm trying to hit a tennis ball, no?
6-all.
Why did you start playing pickleball?
Because I couldn't play tennis.
I
Never
like
learned
the
it as a
honesty.
kid.
I like the honesty.
Yeah, never learned it as a kid. Now it's too tiring to play. It's a big court.
It's not tiring. You just
It
have
is-
to have the mental bandwidth to learn it.
No. 8-6. Yes.
Come on, Ved. Margins. I don't like your serves.
Because I have learned how I'm going to beat you at the serve itself.
Through wingspan to use कर ले.
9-6, chalo. 6-9. Wait, what is the score? I can't hear it from all the way top.
6-10. Rubbish. It's more like badminton than tennis.
I'm ready to...
This camera out of my face.
Good on. Nice game. It was fun. I'm somebody who plays regularly anyway. So it was fairly easy to beat her.
What? Bakwas?
It was so easy to beat her. I could have played with my left hand and probably won this game faster.
You want to trash talk. People who have
and,
hobbies trash talk.
I don't know why there's someone talking at the back. I can't hear losers today, so I don't know what is happening. But anyway, I have almost changed her mind because she started by saying that she's never going to step foot on the pickleball court, and now she wants to play one more time. So I'm going to challenge Vedika and tell her to bring her A game next time, so that she doesn't have to be absolutely annihilated by somebody who doesn't even play professionally. That's how winning is done.
To learn a sport and learn the skills that come with building a sport, like hard work and discipline and, learning how to struggle, go play tennis instead. As for the match, I will be a good sport and say Dhruv played very well. Considering he plays pickleball a lot, he should have beaten me much easier, but I gave him a run for his money, and I think the next time we play, I'm going to kick his ass.